Hello, and welcome to my next adventure. I am in Poland visiting the fam, and I've seen some new places this time, so I thought I might as well include them in a bit of a vlog. So I've had a very interesting weekend, beginning with Friday, where my brother, sister-in-law, and my aunt and we went to a Polish vodka museum for a vodka tasting and also a tour of an old vodka factory. I thought it was kind of funny that the tour was in English, but obviously a Polish person, because we're in Poland, was giving the tour in English, and she kept saying vodka, which is the Polish word for vodka, instead of the English word. And towards the end there was this wall of different vodkas from like the last 100 years or so, along with some of the different marketing campaigns that they used to sell them, either in Poland or overseas, although when it comes to marketing campaigns and the older vodkas, it was mostly overseas. Apparently, spending money on like bottle design and advertising wasn't really that much of a thing in communism, which I hadn't really thought about before, but that makes sense. But one of these was trying to promote Polish vodka as opposed to vodka from other places around the world, and it said there's no V in vodka. It's got the Polish word for vodka. So it was kind of amusing that the tour guide seems to have been following that piece of marketing advice. I learned a lot about the distillation process of vodka and what sorts of different grains can be used for it, because I'd only ever really thought of vodka as being made from potatoes. But I'm also someone who doesn't drink it. I don't drink alcohol at all. So as part of the tour, you just like automatically get a vodka tasting of 3 different vodkas. And I will say it was quite a shock to the system. I felt like, look, if I'm here, I might as well see if I can kind of figure out what they're talking about with the different tastes. And I did my best to join in, but it was a lot. I think my favorite was the potato one, but probably because it burnt the least. But I'm wondering if maybe people who aren't as used to drinking straight vodka are maybe the ones who picked that. Maybe the people that are a bit more familiar with drinking hard alcohol chose the other flavours. And by flavours, I mean vodka made of different grains rather than potatoes. And then on Friday night, a different part of the family took me on a weekend trip to Biebrzański National Park, and I'd never been there before or in any other national park. So that was really cool. I saw a lot of nature that looked a lot more like stuff I'd seen in Sweden and Denmark than what I would see in Australia, of course. And yeah, I also saw a bit more of country Poland. Saturday morning, I went for a walk with my uncle. We found this 3-kilometre walking track, and we got there and we were kind of like, I don't really see a track anywhere, but it says that there is one for 3 kilometers. It was just kind of this field of mostly medium height grass. It initially looked like someone had just walked across it, but I think a car had driven across it and then ended up backing out. But we started walking along it, and after probably just a few hundred meters, the ground started getting very muddy, and to the point that it was definitely starting to become watery, and it seemed like we were about to walk into a river. So we started backing out. So it was essentially just a swamp, and I don't know where this walking trail was supposed to be, but it was a fun adventure, although now I may have a cold because of it. And after that, we also went on a bit of a drive and stopped for some shorter walks through nicer foresty areas that did not have swamps in them with my younger cousins and my aunt. And on the way back, we stopped in a town where I have some more extended family, and I sort of reconnected with them, which was cool. I haven't seen them in about 15 years now, and it was definitely interesting to hear the country accent from at least that area of Poland. I did definitely find it a bit hard to understand, given that Polish is my second language. But I have had a few people on this trip tell me that my Polish is quite good for someone who has barely spoken in 3 years and has also never lived in Poland. So that was a nice little stroke of the ego. But now it's back off to Australia and back to a new university semester. And to finish off this Europe trip, of course, I have to put in a map of where I've been, add to my map of the world this time, not just Australia, although I don't really plan to see a lot of different places around the world anymore, because I don't really want to do a lot of unnecessary travelling for environmental reasons, but I do feel like I still want to see my family in Poland. So I do imagine someday I will see some new places in Poland again and add them to this channel. See you on my next adventure. Bye!